Welcome to today's video. Life is a journey filled with challenges, and sometimes we face difficulties, losses, or things beyond our control. To find peace in the face of life's storms, we can look to the philosophy of Stoicism. This philosophy has helped many cultivate resilience, remain calm, and focus on what they can control. Today we'll explore 5 meaningful Stoic stories, each offering valuable lessons on how to live with strength and steadiness. Let's dive in. Accept everything as it is. A student was constantly worried about life's ups and downs. He went to his teacher to share his sorrows about failures and losses. The teacher listened calmly and then said, "Imagine you are a rock in the middle of a river. Everything around you changes, yet you stay steady, unmoved by the current." He continued, "Acceptance is the first step toward peace. To accept does not mean to be passive. It is to understand that things unfold as they should." The student realized that accepting things, whether good or bad, helped him remain strong amidst life's inevitable changes. Learn to let go of things beyond your control. An old farmer had a beloved horse, but one day it ran away. His neighbors came to console him, but he simply smiled and said, "Maybe it's bad, maybe it's good." A week later, the horse returned with a group of wild horses. His neighbors came to congratulate him, but he replied calmly, "Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad." The next day, his son broke his leg while trying to ride one of the wild horses. The neighbors came to sympathize, but the farmer remained indifferent. Later, the army came to recruit young men, but his son was spared due to his injury. The farmer understood that no one could predict the future, and nothing is entirely within one's control. The best approach was to let things unfold naturally. Live in the present. A man who was always anxious about the future went to see a philosopher for advice. The philosopher looked at him and gently asked, "How is your day today?" The man replied, "Today is nothing special, just my usual tasks." The philosopher smiled and said, "If today is peaceful, why do you worry about what hasn't come yet?" He continued, "Living in the present means savoring each moment, being aware and mindful of life, without letting fears about the future or regrets of the past cloud it. Only the present truly belongs to you." The man realized the importance of living fully in each moment. Focus on what you can control. A young warrior, facing his first big battle, was anxious about the outcome. He sought advice from his commander, asking how he could remain fearless. The commander looked him in the eye and said, "You can control your own actions, but not the outcome of the battle." He added, "Don't let yourself be distracted by thoughts of winning or losing. Instead, focus on your training. If you do your best, regardless of the result, you will have nothing to regret." The warrior took his advice, dedicating himself fully to his training and going into battle with a steady mind. Regardless of the outcome, he fought with resolve, unaffected by things beyond his control. Develop a calm mind to avoid being overwhelmed by emotions. A man with a short temper often lost control when facing challenges, making matters worse. One day he met a wise man and asked for guidance. The wise man took him to the seashore, pointed to a lighthouse standing firm amidst the crashing waves, and said, "Be like the lighthouse, steady and clear. Waves come and go, but the lighthouse remains unshaken, unaffected by the storm." He added, "When you are calm and clear-minded, you will see things for what they are and make better decisions." The man began to practice patience and found that by not allowing emotions to control him, he could approach situations with a sense of peace and clarity. Embrace discomfort to build resilience. A young apprentice complained to his mentor, "Why do I always get the most difficult tasks? Others have it easier." The mentor led him to a blacksmith's workshop and pointed to a glowing piece of metal being hammered repeatedly. "See how the fire and hammer shape the metal into something stronger and more beautiful?" the mentor said. "So it is with you. Discomfort and challenges are the fire that forge resilience in your character. If you avoid them, you remain brittle." From that day forward, the apprentice embraced his struggles, knowing they were preparing him for greater challenges ahead. Take responsibility for your choices. A sailor, after losing his ship in a storm, sat lamenting his fate. "The gods are cruel to me," he muttered. A fellow sailor overheard him and said, "Did the gods neglect to tell you to check your ship before setting sail? Or were you too busy to prepare?" The sailor realized he had been careless in maintaining his vessel. The other man continued, "Blaming the winds won't help you now. Own your mistakes, learn from them, and build a stronger ship next time." From that moment, the sailor resolved to take full responsibility for his actions, no matter the outcome. Find joy in what you already have. A man admired his neighbor's beautiful garden and felt envious. He visited a philosopher seeking advice. The philosopher gave him a single task: spend a week caring for your own garden, water it, pull the weeds, and plant new seeds. Reluctantly, the man followed the advice, and by the end of the week, he noticed his garden flourishing. "You see," the philosopher said, "when you focus on nurturing what you have, you realize its beauty. Happiness doesn't come from what others have, but from cherishing and improving what's already yours." The man learned to value gratitude over envy. Handle criticism with calm and wisdom. A famous sculptor unveiled his latest work, and while many praised it, a few criticized its design. A young admirer asked, "Doesn't their criticism upset you?" The sculptor smiled and said, "Imagine a dog barking at the moon. Does it stop the moon from shining?" He continued, "Criticism is like noise. If it's valid, learn from it. If it's baseless, let it go. What matters is your focus on what you're creating." The admirer understood that peace of mind comes from not letting others' opinions distract you from your purpose. Life's impermanence is its beauty. A wealthy merchant sought advice from a wise elder after losing a fortune in a failed venture. "I feel as though I've lost everything," the merchant lamented. The elder handed him a vase and said, "This vase is beautiful, but one day it may break. Would you enjoy it less knowing this?" The merchant shook his head. The elder explained, "Everything in life is temporary. Wealth, success, even life itself. Accepting impermanence lets us appreciate the present moment fully. Stop clinging to what's gone and cherish what remains." The merchant left with a newfound sense of peace, ready to rebuild his fortune without fear of loss. And those are some meaningful Stoic stories that we can apply to our daily lives. Each story offers a unique lesson, reminding us to live more peacefully, embrace acceptance, let go of what we can't control, and focus on what we can. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories and valuable lessons. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.